Israel managed to deceive some of the most significant commanders of the terrorist group H into attending what seemed like an ordinary meeting. In reality, they were all gathering at a designated target. Israel was watching, monitoring everything from a distance, waiting for the moment when everyone would arrive for the meeting. And then boom, all the high-ranking officials, including Prime Minister H and several other key figures, were eliminated in one swift strike. This was yet another brilliant plan orchestrated by the Mossad, Israel's secret intelligence service, responsible for espionage, special operations, and covert missions abroad. But how on earth did Israel manage to trick and lure such powerful commanders of the terrorist group H into a fake meeting and take them all out in one fell swoop? Well, my friends, that's what we're going to dive into today. Welcome to Military Agenda. First, you need to understand that this attack wasn't carried out by just anyone. It was the work of the Mossad. The Mossad is widely regarded as one of the most effective and respected intelligence agencies in the world, known for executing missions that would be impossible for most countries. This reputation has made it legendary and feared by Israel's enemies. Operations straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, Impossible, rescues assassinations of key figures in hard-to-reach locations. The use of disguises and infiltration into hostile territories are all part of the Mossad's playbook. What sounds like a movie script is in practice the Mossad's standard operating procedure. The Mossad is so formidable that it has earned the respect of the CIA, the world's largest intelligence agency, and is feared by the FSB, Russia's intelligence service. For the Americans, the Mossad is a valuable ally capable of gathering intelligence in places where even the CIA struggles to penetrate. For the Russians, the Mossad is a dangerous adversary able to operate anywhere, infiltrate secure locations, and eliminate targets without leaving a trace. But it was the events of 1972 that truly made the Russians fear the Mossad. On September 5, 1972, during the Munich Olympics, a Palestinian group called Black September stormed the Olympic Village, taking 11 Israeli athletes and coaches hostage. After failed negotiations, all the hostages were killed, shocking the world and sparking global outrage. During a botched rescue attempt on the airport tarmac, 5 terrorists were killed and 3 were captured by German authorities. 2 managed to escape, but they became targets of Mossad operations in the years that followed. Those 2 escapees became the focus of one of the largest manhunts in history. For years, the Israeli government authorized the Mossad to launch a secret global operation to track down and eliminate those responsible for the massacre. The operation, unofficially dubbed Munich Revenge, was relentless. With no regard for how long it would take, the mission would be completed. The 2 terrorists were hunted across multiple countries with undercover agents, informants, and constant surveillance. This global pursuit proved that neither fleeing to another country nor hiding could ensure safety, cementing the Mossad's reputation as ruthless and nearly omnipresent. Mossad agents orchestrated ambushes, poisonings, and precision strikes, often in public places, to eliminate targets without drawing the attention of local authorities. The first, identified as Ali Hassan Salameh, known as the Red Prince, was killed on January 22, 1979, roughly 6 years after the massacre. He was taken out in Beirut, Lebanon, by a car bomb remotely detonated by Mossad agents who had infiltrated his daily routine. The second terrorist, whose identity was not widely publicized, was also tracked down and eliminated in a later operation, though specific details about his capture and death remain less known. Don't assume these 2 terrorists were alone or unprotected. Ali Hassan Salameh, for example, lived in Beirut under heavy security, moving between networks and allies of the Palestinian group, believing he was beyond Israel's reach. The other was also in foreign territory, far from Israel, and had some level of local protection. Yet the Mossad managed to infiltrate agents, track them, and eliminate them, proving that no amount of protection is entirely effective against the agency. This is why Russia treads carefully when it comes to Israel. Cases like the Munich attack and the relentless pursuit of those responsible demonstrate that the Mossad can track and strike any target anywhere in the world. For Russia, this means even individuals under the protection of its own intelligence service are vulnerable, making the Mossad an adversary that commands extreme caution and respect. Decades later, the Mossad continues to prove its effectiveness has not waned. Recently, the Prime Minister of the Houthi terrorist group in Yemen, Ahmed al-Rahi, was killed in a precise airstrike in Sana'a while attending a meeting with other group leaders. Yes, my friends, the Mossad managed to lure key leaders and commanders of the Houthi terrorist group into a last-minute meeting and executed a surgical precision strike. The result was immediate and devastating. Strategic targets were neutralized with no chance of escape. But how did Israel pull it off? We can compare this operation to a predator hunting in the wild. The Mossad acted like a lion stalking its prey. First, it lulled the Houthi leaders into a false sense of security, making them believe nothing was amiss. By keeping information tightly guarded, concealing surveillance, and dismissing certain actions as insignificant, the agency ensured the targets were unaware of the looming danger. At the same time, it spread disinformation to reinforce this illusion of safety. Even reconnaissance flights were discreet or appeared routine, allowing the Houthi leaders to move freely unsuspecting. Like a predator studying its prey's patterns, the Mossad analyzed the habits of the Houthi leadership. They noticed the group gathered during symbolic events, such as Abdul Malik's broadcasts. By combining this intelligence with movement data, agents predicted when and where their targets would be concentrated. In the final moments, intelligence confirmed their exact location using satellites, signal intercepts, and possibly drones, ensuring all key leaders were present for a surgical strike. Just as in nature, the predator waited patiently, seized the moment of distraction, and struck with maximum precision, leaving no chance for escape. Once the targets were confirmed, Israel authorized a coordinated airstrike. Jets took off from Israel, flying low over the Red Sea to avoid radar detection, supported by aerial refueling. The Israeli Air Force likely deployed long-range fighters such as F-35 Aiders or F-15s, equipped with air-launched missiles like the Rampage and Spice families, designed for precision strikes against heavily fortified high-value targets. Naval assets may have also supported the mission from the southern Red Sea. These aircraft operated beyond Yemen's borders, backed by refueling tankers, timing the strike for maximum impact. Israel minimized exposure by maintaining strict operational security, using stealth and overflight patterns to make the jets less detectable to enemy radar. The attack was carefully timed to coincide with the Houthi group's television broadcast, maximizing its impact, and targeted the location where senior officials were gathered. The munitions struck instantly, eliminating Prime Minister Amin al-Houthi, several senior ministers, and causing up to a dozen casualties within the cabinet. Mohammed Moftah, the deputy prime minister, was later appointed interim leader. Most reliable reports indicate that up to a dozen senior cabinet officials may have been killed in the attack. A larger attack on August 24th resulted in at least 10 deaths and over 90 injuries. Several officials, including those involved in defense and administration, were confirmed dead while others were injured and hospitalized. But what about you? I want to hear your thoughts. Is there any group or country today truly capable of evading the Mossad's reach? Is there anywhere in the world where Israel's enemies can truly hide? Will this attack alter the course of the war in Yemen, or will it only fuel further hatred against Israel? If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to support our work. And if you want to know how Israel managed to lure 20 Iranian commanders to a fake meeting where they were targeted, click the video playing on your screen right now. I hope to see you there. Until next time, and best regards, S.